going on here? You know?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not gonna let you talk about J-Lo. That's not happening. You will not talk about J-Lo. That is my Leo sister, okay? She is a New Yorker.
Yeah.
You know, I love New York City. You know, it is my second home. Listen, I am here for whatever J-Lo decides to do, okay?
Yeah.
I am excited. She is love them or leave them, catch it?
I know.
Love them or listen, love them and leave them. Love them and leave them. She does not let the grass grow up under her feet. If it is not working, she moves on. She moves on.
I agree with that. And to be honest, that's why I said I hate to do this, because I promised myself that, listen, Kachi, you have to be honest. I love that she just goes, but here's the deal. Let's go back in history, right? And it's like, they've been down this road before with J-Lo and Ben Affleck. They were going to get married. It didn't work out. And now they're trying again. I'm just thinking that maybe this is that childhood sweetheart that you just know you're meant to end up with. And I'm really, really hoping that they do walk down the aisle this time, aren't you?
He loves Ben. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys, I am so sorry. My allergies have all of a sudden kicked in, but back to J-Lo and Bennifer. Okay. I am here for this romance. There's always that one person that you just cannot get out of your system. And I believe they have this lifelong cellular connection, you know, and now there's an opportunity for them to get it right. I don't care how many times it takes. Get it right. Get it right. I don't care if you got to circle back. Get it right. She's gorgeous. She's in her 50s. She's in shape. You know, she is a woman's woman. And I am on board with anything that Jennifer Lopez does. I am here for this wedding. You know, I'm really interested to see how the co-parenting is going to work. You know, with all of the families.
With Jennifer Garner in the mix.
That'll be really interesting.
I know. So we're looking
say the
at,
least.
So four-way wise, we're looking at Marc Anthony and Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. So that's the co-parenting dynamic we're looking at, which I think, I mean, Marc Anthony is a fun-loving person. He's ever supportive of Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Garner has said a bazillion times how supportive she is of this relationship. And just before we head out of this conversation, you know what, Tanisha? I think I'm going to go with your view, because now that I think about it, that fear of what will people say and what if people think I'm crazy getting engaged again this soon is one of the reasons why women stay in relationships that they shouldn't. Because, I mean, people would always just think that. So now that I think about it, actually, I agree with you. Thanks for opening that up. I'm so happy she moved on.
We need to free ourselves from the opinions of others.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, that is the worst prison, is to worry about what someone else thinks. And Jennifer clearly does not. And I think we should all follow suit. You know, love is love. You know, you go where you find it. You go where it makes you feel warm and cozy. And, you know, she has that with Ben. He is her lifelong, you know, so I'm on board. I cannot wait to see how it turns out. If it is a wedding, I really hope it happens. I know the gown is going to be gorgeous, and I'm going to be tuned in for all of the fabulous glamour and fashion and everything that my fellow Leo lioness Jennifer Lopez has to bring. So I'm here for all of it.
Fire! Okay, so Wendy Williams.
So we don't talk about J-Lo. We do not talk poorly about J-Lo.
Let's talk about Wendy now. I think we can talk about Wendy because, you know, somebody said something funny, although I thought it was a really mean thing to say because of everything Wendy Williams has been through. That, basically everything Wendy Williams is going through, going head to head with her bank, Wells Fargo, trying to sort out her financial status, not being sure what the status of her show, the Wendy Williams show, is, because now Sherri Shepherd, there's all that conversation about her taking over that time slot. That is just karma, because for all the bad things she said about people. But I don't even think that's a fair thing to say. I really am worried about Wendy Williams. Are you?
Am I worried about Wendy Williams? No. You know, she's not for me to worry about. Wendy is in God's hands. You know, I'm not here to judge and say that what has happened to her is a result of karma. I think that's a bit much. You know, I wish Wendy Williams well. You know, I had the opportunity to interview Wendy Williams. I want to say it was the summer of 2018. It was her birthday gala. She was launching her Be Here campaign. She had a bit of an incident during my interview with her where, you know, she lost her footing, you know, and it's an interview that I actually never ran. Honest and truthfully, there was a lot of pushback about it. You know, members of her team, you know, didn't want me to run it. They also did not want to license the interview, you know, and so when it comes to Wendy Williams and, you know, me, you know, having any kind of opinion on her, I just wish her the absolute best. You know, she's been through a lot, you know, some of it she's brought on her own, of course, as we all do, right? We all do. Sometimes we make choices that aren't the most beneficial to us. And so that has happened to her as well. In terms of her show, if she's ready to come back, she should come back.
Exactly, and I'm hoping that she will be ready to come back sometime soon. I'm fingers crossed, because at the end of the day, like you said, she isn't God's hand, and she does deserve the best. Everybody does. Tanisha, before I let you go, I want to ask you one final question, and it is going to be the story for this week that stood out for you. This is your story of the week that you're going to go into this Easter weekend just dreaming, thinking, and just getting jiggy with the story. What story would that be for you?
You know, my story of the week, Kashi, I have to go back to the story of Earvin Magic Johnson. You know, I mean, one of the greatest basketball players of our time, a man who turned, you know, tragedy into triumph. And being the subject of this documentary, They Call Me Magic, is pretty spectacular. You know, you guys, you have to tune into it. It's streaming April 22nd on, did I say it's Apple TV Plus? Forgive me, Apple TV Plus. I mean, Earvin Magic Johnson, he has had such a global impact on and off the court. You know, as somebody who lived in Harlem, we used to do a lot of activations at Magic Johnson Theater. And we knew that was a safe place for us. And so, I mean, this documentary is going to talk about his childhood growing up in Michigan, you know, playing basketball at Michigan State, being the first draft pick for the LA Lakers, you know, in 1979, being a father, you know, discussing, you know, what it was like for him and EJ to get their footing when EJ came out, you know, as gay. I mean, this is such a big deal, you know, so this is the documentary. This is my pick of the week. Look at him. Look at how handsome that guy was. Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
So happy you picked this. Because this story, Magic Johnson's story, inspires me as well. But I would say my story of the week, before I let you go, Tanisha, is Britney Spears announcing her pregnancy. For me, what that story just taught me is the moment you decide to take control of your life, the moment you decide to say, you know what, I'm done accepting whatever people throw at me, just great things start happening to you. And it's not something you even plan, it just begins to happen. So for everyone who is just sitting in a place and you're just so scared, just take the courage to get up, pick yourself up. And that's how I'm going to wrap this up with you, Tanisha, today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me. You are the absolute best.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.